The Pistons are the basketball champions of the world.
I can remember back when they were playing in the Joe Louis Arena in the Silver Dome, and my uncle would take us down to see the Piston-Lakers games in the regular seasons. I mean, it was cool, man, watching Joe D and Isaiah and Bill and Rick and Dennis and the Microwave, all those guys, man. They really made us proud as a state.
The Pistons repeat, and the Motor City still reigns supreme.
I just think that team had a lot of pride, a lot of pride, and they played with so much confidence. And those are two of the similarities that I see in our team and their team is, we play with so much pride, man. We play with so much pride and so much confidence.
There is Larry Brown. And you know what his goal is here, I'm sure. Give the Pistons a chance to win an NBA title.
None of these guys were anointed. These guys were not billed as these can't-miss superstars who are going to carry teams to championships for years to come. Each and every guy here has something to prove. If you can bring that together like we did this year, it's a powerful force, man.
And the Pistons will tie the club record with 13 wins in a row.
Everybody really pulls for everybody. You can feel that guys are in your corner. When you have that bond and that cohesiveness, it really makes your team that much better. And those are, I think, the things that make special teams. And we have that.
Another team fails to score 70 against the Pistons, an NBA record.
This team is a lot like this city. It's about a hard-working group of guys that respect our game, do everything they can to help their teammates, and ultimately have made a city real proud because of their work ethic.
I think that's why so many people were drawn to this team. They knew this was like a bunch of unselfish guys pulling together, and I think that will be the overriding theme that people will remember about this team.
The Pistons have delivered a third NBA World Championship to the Motor City.
Terrible feeling for a Detroit team that was the #1 seed. They won 50 games for the second year in a row.
For the Detroit Pistons, the 2003 season had come to a bitter end. After reaching the Eastern Conference Finals, they were swept by the New Jersey Nets.
That was probably the sickest feeling I've ever had playing a game of basketball.
After years of frustration, the Pistons realized that a change was needed and that it would have to start at the top.
I knew that we need a coach who's going to be a perfectionist, who's going to be on the guys, who's going to push, but do it with a certain level of humanity.
I think I can make a difference in terms of teaching them how to play and the right way to play. And I'm hopeful that this franchise is going to play at a high level for a long time. That's my challenge.
Larry Brown was now coaching his 7th NBA team, and the Pistons that he inherited possessed a solid core of players, including Chauncey Billups and Richard Hamilton, the team's talented backcourt, and the player who had become the heart and soul of the Pistons, Ben Wallace, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
LeBron James inside for Ilgauskas, blocked by Ben. Ahead to Chauncey, stop and go on Davis, great little reverse.
Ben Wallace is the foundation here. I mean, this house is not built without Ben Wallace.
Eric Snow, left wings to Derek Coleman, baseline drive, Ben blocks the shot.
He's a self-sacrificing player. He will do anything to help his team win.
Wing, popping into a turnover, Ben blocked again!
To me, great players make other players around them better. Ben Wallace does that every possession. Rip Hamilton is growing into that category. Chauncey Billups is a guy that is starting to come into his own. He's finally found a home.
As Detroit opened training camp, Brown began to assess the other pieces of the puzzle, deciding how they would fit into his vision of a winner. The roster featured a blend of ingredients, including the potential of young Tayshaun Prince, the experience of former 6th Man of the Year Corliss Williamson, and the inside presence of Mehmet Okur. But Detroit had also added savvy veterans like Lindsey Hunter, returning to the place where his career began, plus center Eldon Campbell and explosive forward Darvin Ham.
Duncan Darvin does it again.
You know, Coach Brown drilled us. Hey, this is the way we're going to play, and I don't care what you think, and I don't care what you say. You're going to play this way. It's my way.
We have one goal. He told us first day, if you want to take the championship, we're going to start to do this today.
And yet, for the first 2 months of the season, the Pistons would struggle to hit their stride.
Goes out of bounds, so a flat start for the Pistons.
You bring in a whole different staff. There's a transition period, and unfortunately, you have to have that transition period during the season. And after the first 29 games this year, we were 16-13.
A layup. You don't see many layups on the Larry Brown team.
It was tough, you know, not just for him, but for the players too. So it took us a while, you know, for us to get used to him and him to get used to us.
But gradually, the Pistons began to adapt to Brown's system and became the kind of team he had envisioned.
They're sharing the ball and trusting each other.
Learning the game mentally, you know, going through the rigorous day-to-day practices physically. I can feel myself getting better and better each day as a player. I can see us getting better as a group.
Rip knocked it away. Wallace with a steal. Alley-oop from back.
Sharing the ball and the spotlight, the Pistons were forging a growing sense of chemistry, and soon they would reel off an impressive string of victories.
The Pistons are starting to play the way Larry wants them to play. Rip, no looks, touch feed to Wallace. Skeeta's out there, and there's Darko with a steal. And he makes a nice feed to James, to Darvin Ham. How about these Pistons? What a finish! Hamilton and Ginobili. Rip. Back up to Chauncey. Leaves. Chauncey! This is ridiculous! The Detroit Pistons have tied the franchise record with a lucky 13. Tying the record of the championship team of 14 years ago.
But as the calendar turned to February, the red-hot Pistons were suddenly gripped by a midwinter chill. The euphoria of winning had given way to a frustrating losing streak, and it became clear that something was still missing.
Nothing working right now for the Pistons.
The Pistons drop their 6th in a row.
They still don't have that one great player.
Joe Dumars would address the team's glaring need by trading for Rasheed Wallace, a talented player with a turbulent past.
Whatever I can bring to the table to help us make that gallop for that title cup, you know, that's what I'm gonna do.
His credit, he came into here just trying to fit in, and he fit in the first minute he stepped in that locker room.
Welcome, boy, welcome.
The only problem with Rasheed Wallace is maybe he cares too much. And I don't look at that as a negative.
What a play! Rasheed Wallace!
He was the missing piece. He made everybody on the team better.
Getting him solidified us having a title run. I mean, the guy was an all-star. The guy can score inside, outside. The guy's a great defender. And I don't think we didn't even know how good of a defender he was until he got here.
A great block shot by Rasheed Wallace.
I just thought he was a perfect fit. I thought he embodied what we wanted to be here. Here's a guy that wants to win. Here's a guy that's dedicated. He's unselfish. He's a great teammate. I just thought that, you know what, that guy's a Detroit Piston.
Then to Rip. 4-on-1. Alley-oop to Rasheed for a slam. And after a week or two maybe, Rasheed seemed to be comfortable in this system. And then the Pistons just started to roll.